Hello, my name is Enoch Kilonzo. For most of you, you know me as chairman, and I shall be taking you through the chapter 8 of Matthew. And we start with the topic of Jesus heals a man with leprosy. When Jesus came down from the mountainside, a large crowd followed him. A man with leprosy came and knelt before him and said, "Lord, are you willing to make me clean?" Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. "I am willing," he said. "Be clean." Immediately he was cleansed of his leprosy. Then Jesus said to him, "See that we don't tell anyone, but go show yourself to the priest and offer the gift of Moses' commandment as a testimony to them." We go to the chapter of the centurion, or the faith of the centurion. When Jesus had entered the Capernaum, a centurion came to him, asked him for help. "Lord, my servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly." Jesus said to him, "Shall I come and heal him?" The centurion replied, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one to go, and he goes. I tell this one to come, and he comes. I said to my servant, do this, and he does it." And Jesus heard this, and he was amazed, and said to him who were following him, "Truly I tell you, I have not seen anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east to the west, and they'll take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But those subjects of kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where he will be weeping and gnashing their teeth." Then Jesus said to the centurion, "Go, and let it be just done as you have believed it would." And the servant was healed at that moment. We go to the chapter where Jesus heals many. When Jesus came into Peter's house, he saw Peter's mother lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up, began to wait on him. When the evening came, many who were demon-possessed were brought to him, and he drove out the spirits with the word, "Heal the sick." And this was to fulfill the spoken through the prophet Isaiah. He took up infirmities and bore out diseases. We go to the chapter where Jesus caused the following. When Jesus saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to cross to the other side of the lake. Then the teacher of the law came and said, "Teacher, I will go wherever you go." Jesus replied, "Foxes have dens, birds have the nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head." And another disciple said to him, "Lord, first let me go bury my father." But Jesus told him, "Follow me, and let the dead bury the dead." And Jesus calms the storm. Then Jesus got into the boat, and the disciples followed him. Suddenly, a furious storm came up upon the lake, so that the waves that be swept over by the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, and saying, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." He replied, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" And he said, and he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and commanded and completely calm. Then the men were amazed, and what kind of man is this? Even by the winds and by the waves obey him. We go to the scene where Jesus rose two demon-possessed men. When he arrived at the other side of the region of the Gadarenes, two demon-possessed men came from the tombs, met him. They were so violent, no one could pass that way. "What do you do, Son of God?" they shouted. "Have you come here to torture us?" Some distance from them was a herd of pigs that were feeding. The demons begged Jesus, "If you are to drive us out, at least send us to the herd of the pigs." He said to them, "Go." And so they went out into the pigs, and the whole herd rushed down to the steep bank of the lake, where they died in the water. And those tending to the pigs ran off, went into the town, reported all this to all those who were seeing and had possessed, that the two men who were possessed were no more. Then the whole town went out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they pleaded to leave their region. And that's the whole of the chapter. Thanks be to God.